Hey guys, I'm going to talk about the movie that made me a Robin Hood fan. It is 1973's Robin Hood, a Disney animated film in which all the characters are portrayed as animals. It's set during the medieval times. Of course, King Richard is away fighting the Crusades, and his brother Prince John is left in charge. But John is greedy. He taxes the taxes the people into poverty. He's portrayed as this lie. Prince John is a lion. His brother King Richard, who has a cameo at the end, is also a lion. And the the snake Hiss. He's like this royal advisor to Prince John, and he's he's smarter than Prince John. Prince John is a bit dim-witted, but Hiss is like he's able to see through Robin Hood's disguises, while the prince and the sheriff aren't. The sheriff is a wolf, voiced by Pat Buttram, and Prince John is voiced by Peter Ustinov, and I forget who voices Hiss, but I forget the names of most of the voice actors in this movie. I remember Andy Devine, he voices Friar Tuck, and it's funny because Pat Buttram, who voices Sheriff, and Andy Devine, who voices Friar Tuck, they both were comic sidekicks to Roy Rogers and Gene Autry in their westerns that I later watched later on during my childhood when I was introduced to westerns by Papa Couch. And when I saw Pat Buttram and Andy Devine, I recognized their voices. And even when I watched this, I recognized Pat Buttram's voice when he voiced Chief in The Fox and the Hound, which I think I saw before this one. And yeah, I did. I know I did. And the animation on the background, the medieval times setting, the castles, the forest, and the towns are all well done. The animation on the characters is excellent. The voice acting is great. They have good chemistry. I don't know if I say chemistry, because usually in voice acting, they just have the actors record their lines in separate booths. But they do have good chemistry nonetheless. The humor, the dialogue, the witty banter are all well done. I love the first scene where Robin and Little John disguise themselves as fortune tellers to rob Prince John's coach and steal all the jewels. They kiss my hand, and they bite off the diamonds on the jewels on the king, Prince John's rings, and the yep. This is a very good story. Of course, there is some action, pretty good action, some swashbuckling fun, the romantic subplot between Robin and Maid Marian, of course. You can't have a Robin Hood story without that. But, but it's a pretty good romantic subplot. I didn't care for it as a kid. Even as an adult, it is a bit boring, but of course, it's there. Um, I love the songs in it, like Prince John, the phony King of England, and what are the songs were in it? I can't remember. Yeah, there isn't much songs in this. Oh yeah, there's a Robin and Little John song at the opening by Alan and Dale, and and the the action scenes. Like I love the archery tournament battle, the prison break scene at the end. It was fun, but I wanted a bit more of a swashbuckling finale, like Robin and the sheriff. You never see them go at it with their swords. They do have a brief scuffle in a tower that's on fire during the prison break, where the sheriff has a torch. Robin has this like stool he uses as a club to defend himself. Then it's like for a few seconds, and then he escapes. You think the sheriff dies in the fire, but um he he later shown in a chain gang with Prince John and Hiss when they're arrested when King Richard returns. The I like the little rabbit character Skippy, who's idolizes Robin Hood, and Robin gives him a bow and arrow and a hat for his birthday. That was a nice scene, and I loved afterwards where Skippy meets Maid Marian and Clucky, this hen who's like her handmaiden. I think that's what they called him. Called a female servant to a rich lady back then, and he plays sword fight with Clucky, who impersonates Prince John, and then he rescues Maid Marian like in the game, and Maid Marian kisses him, and he's like, "Yeah, sissy stuff." He's embarrassed. So funny. Yeah, it's such a cute story, and I recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it. It introduced me to the Robin Hood character, and I've been a huge fan of Robin Hood ever since. I've seen various adaptations of Robin Hood, animated and live action. All right, that's it for now. Thank you, and God bless. Bye.